Hi guys, welcome to the Hollywood Actor's Guide to Surviving the Film and TV Industry. This is Jenna Lynn, an actress living here in Hollywood, California. Technically, I am in North Hollywood, which is the Valley, and it has been really hot, guys. It's been in the hundreds over here, and I do apologize. I just can't bring myself to close the window, so if you hear a little bit of traffic, I do apologize, but man, it is really hot here. Let's continue on this character work because I've been getting a lot of cool feedback about that. And another little tidbit, and as you know, if you've been listening, if not, go back. We've been pretty much building a checklist on characters, whether you're auditioning or you're building a character for a performance and all the things that you need to do. And something that you can put, especially for comedy, is that characters need to care way too much about everything that happens. A lot of times in comedy, especially in your multi-camera comedies, they are actually speaking the subtext that a character is thinking. So as you know, a subtext, especially if you've had Stanislavski training, which is why I'm telling you guys, get in a class, you'll know that subtext is what you're thinking. It's a lot of times it's what you really want to say, but it's the stuff you don't really ever say. And as a Stanislavski trained actor myself, one of the first things I do is go through a script and actually write out the subtext of what I think the character really wants to say in the scene and they're not saying. And that's what I actually play emotionally. But in comedy, a lot of times, these characters are just saying what is on their mind. And that's what we find so surprising. And that's what makes us laugh. My next tidbit for today is always be open to what people are telling you about your type and the type of characters you should be playing, and maybe even the things you should be auditioning for here in this industry. So I went and auditioned for the 48-Hour Film Festival. For those of you who don't know, it's a competition. Union and non-union actors can take part. And it was really cool. These directors, there were about 20 of them, had got together. They had hired a professional casting director to bring in actors so that they could round up teams for the competition that is shooting this weekend. And so what happens is that you are given a genre. I think they tell you a character that has to be in there, a line that needs to be said. So there's all these parameters or rules that have to be done so that you can't shoot it ahead of time and kind of cheat. And you have 48 hours to write, shoot, and get the film through post-production. And then it all gets entered into a competition that goes off to a big competition in Vegas. It's super cool. Definitely look that up in your own area because it's really good practice as an actor and as a filmmaker to do that. But I'm in the audition and I decided to do a comedy piece because all the pieces before me just sounded so tragic, and I was like, oh, I need to make these guys laugh. So I actually improvised my comedic monologue about a woman who is actually an alien, and she was getting hit on by this guy at a bar, by a human, and she's trying to explain to them why their relationship wouldn't work out. And it turned out really great. And then they asked me to tell them about my special skills. And anytime they're asking you questions, as you know, they're looking to see if you can tell a story. So I told them some stories about being a belly dancer. And then I told them some stories about my ability to scream because I'm really good at screaming on camera. So they asked me to do that, much to the fright of the people out in the waiting room. And then the feedback I got from the room that was absolutely overwhelming was that I should be doing stand-up. Stand-up is something I have a lot of respect for. It takes a lot of training. It's not something I think you should just do as an actor. That being said, a lot of actors have found their way into the industry by doing stand-up. And so it's something that's always been kind of on my bucket list to try, but I haven't really taken it seriously. But that audition made me start to take it seriously because I booked several projects that are shooting this weekend. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're all going to shuffle their actors around. And every single email and text message I got from the directors were like, hey, I loved your audition. You really should be doing stand-up. Would you like to be in my film? It was pretty much like some iteration and version of that. So I am going to take a giant leap forward, and I have committed myself to try an open mic night before the end of this year. So I am going to bunker down, write some material, and give that a go, because you know what? You never know. And what if that group of 20 to 30 people are right? What if that is what finally breaks the mold and breaks the ice for me? So be in tune and be sensitive to what people are telling you. And I'll give you guys an update to let you know if it works out, but you never know. And sometimes other people know you better than you know yourself. And you may be something deep down inside and you think you want to play these characters, but if that's not what you're projecting out into the world, and it could be because I'm older, it could be because I have a different view on life, that I'm becoming more sarcastic and I'm definitely become more outgoing the older I've gotten, then now I'm giving that vibe. So see what people are saying to you, maybe even ask around, and then take their advice, and heck, just see what happens. The last little bit, and this is short today, if you guys want longer episodes, please rate and review me on iTunes, as that it really helps keep the show going. It's free for you to listen to, but it's not free for me to make. But the more love I get, the more I'm going to want to invest my own dollars and to get these episodes out to you. So please rate and review. But my last two pieces are little pieces of homework. One is I really want you to go out and get Jenna Fisher's book, An Actor's Survival Guide, I believe is what it's called. It is so funny. Anybody who's been in this industry for a minute, you guys are going to be laughing so hard at the stories that she tells. She gives some fantastic, great advice in the book. And it's just so fun to hear how she got to be Pam in The Office. So I recommend that. The second thing I want to give you for homework is Dax Shepard has a podcast called Armchair Expert, and he recently had Bill Hader on the episode. And I'm not going to give away too much of the episode, but Bill Hader talks about his babysitter, and he had no idea that his babysitter was an actress. He had no idea his babysitter was a working actress while still being his babysitter. And that should blow your mind, because I think a lot of you out there are going, oh man, if I just get my big break, then that's it. I'm an actor. I'm not going to need to have any other jobs. Well, it's never true, guys. It is never true. While I was on American Horror Story, I was bussing tables at a breakfast place. Everybody's always, you can't give up your side hustles. It takes a long time to give up those side hustles. And I think it's going to be a great podcast for you to listen to. Bill Hader is fantastic, but to listen to who his babysitter is, and you'll know it when he starts talking about her, and like their little journey together is so fascinating and so worth listening to. Again, that is Jenna Fisher's book, An Actor's Survival Guide. I think I've got that right. It's pretty close. You can get it at the library for free, guys. And also for free, Dax Shepard's podcast, Armchair Expert, the Bill Hader episode. So that's it. That's all I've got for you guys today. Stay cool out there, break a leg, and remember, you are not alone.